eventful day for me, and I'm not done yet, but I am about to head and meet up with the guys and unwind, and I'll finish up my day when I get back in, close some loops, do some things, and then I'll do a final unwind for the night. But I'm sitting up and I'm just thinking, and I thought this would be a good time to talk to you. For at least 3 or 4 years, you've heard me say over and over again that if you don't have at least 2 streams of income that you control, independent streams of income, meaning you can't be fired, laid off from it, you are in control of whether or not it comes in based on your work you put into it or whatever. If you don't have at least 2 streams of income, you are not properly or effectively hedging your primary source of income. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is trusting and believing that whatever it is they do that provides their primary way of life is solid. Especially traditionalists, those who are quote unquote show up to work every day, do your job like you're supposed to do it, and be a system and a company guy or a company lady, and you have longevity, and that's simply not the case. Loyalty is not a norm in today's society, plus the volatility in how businesses are operating and moving, and the so forth, and longevity that is lacking, and that has created some volatility in the quote unquote traditional job market. And being that we are now flowing in almost an uninhibited global economy, the way that people move and operate has changed. But at the same time that the volatility in that has changed, the ability to start your own business has increased drastically. The ease at which it can be done, and I use ease as a relative term, not as in it's just easy to go out there and everybody can do it, but ease in the simple, in corresponding or in juxtaposition to what it used to be like trying to start a business. It still takes work, it still takes consistency, it still takes commitment to go the distance, and that's that. But what I decided to do when I started to preach this sermon maybe 4 or 5 years ago is I decided to put together a program that would show people how to do it, using a blueprint that I knew had already proven itself, and that's the blueprint I've used to launch multiple businesses online, literally tens of revenue generating opportunities that I don't readily classify or define as a business, but a revenue generating opportunity, meaning that I'm not going to literally build a company around it. I'm not going to incorporate it, but I am going to use it as a revenue source and probably house it under one of my other companies as a revenue stream for that company, depending on what it is. And I've used this since 2010. And I have consistently seen success in turning profits. Why? And the first and foremost, I use a low entry strategy, a low cost entry strategy, meaning that I look for ways to create revenue streams that doesn't cost a lot to get started. It opens up the door for people who don't have income streams or funding access or funding resources to fund a startup, to fund a business. There's so many things you can do online that you can get done, some of it for free, some of it for a very small or nominal fee, and you can still get great results from it, meaning that it's going to take a whole lot less to turn a profit because you got less invested. And then once you start to actually generate revenue beyond the profit threshold, now you can start investing some of that back into the company to increase the rate at which you are generating the revenue. I created this course, the 7-day online business launch course, as a basic replica of blueprint based on what I've done for years, so I know it works. I teach it to my clients. There are certain programs that my clients can get when they work with me, where I will help and walk them through it. And I've created and put all of that into the 7-day online business launch course. This is an opportunity for you to jump out there and invest in yourself, to get started on doing something for yourself. And the beautiful thing about this isn't just something that you can use to say, okay, I'm going to start my dream business. That's not what I used it for. When I used it, I was going through a rebuilding process. I had took some major hits and some major losses, and I was looking for a way to get back in, build some revenue, and really restructure and redo and really reinvent myself. And so my first movements were using skill sets that I possess, but not in the mainstream of what I wanted to do. I used it as basically a stream of income, not my primary business, not the thing I was going to hang my hat on, but the thing that could produce. And so I started with the lowest entry. That was content creation. So I am a writer by trade. I write from an academic scholarly perspective. I write as a book author. I write. So one thing I am good at is writing. So I decided that's the first place I'm going to go. So I started creating content for other people's websites. I started writing their different documents and everything you can freaking imagine. I did. And then eventually that opened me up to sit up and move into different other different spaces. And then eventually I was able to move into the space where I now do virtual sessions with people around the world to help them improve their life, whether it's healing trauma, whether it's planning for a big change in careers, whether it's planning on taking their life to the next level in any other area. And I have clients in Switzerland, clients in Sweden, clients in the UK, clients in South Africa, clients in 2 cities in Australia, clients obviously in the continental US, as well as Canada and the Caribbean. And it starts with just simply saying, you know what, I'm going to get out here and I'm going to do it one day at a time. Now, I want to be very clear here. And, you know, a lot of people won't do this, but I want to be very clear here. I'm not telling you that you're going to hang $1 million on the first go round. I'm not going to tell you that there aren't going to be some challenging moments. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting, what I'm saying here is that if you do this, you can create consistent income. You can create a means through which when it gets tough, you've got alternative resources, alternative methods of getting things done until you can find your bearing. And I've had to experience that. Things, you know, there's a lot of volatility that's happened over the last, say, 14 years. And I've been able to manage that. And again, I'm not saying it's easy. What I'm saying, I've been able to manage that. I have been able to produce a life and income that is definitely above average. I don't cap on my money. And there's a reason for that, but I can tell you I live far beyond the median income. And it's possible, but I work my butt off. I put in the work, and I'm constantly growing. I'm constantly reinvesting in my business. I'm constantly covering. I'm real close to coming out from all of the stuff that I've had to recover from. And then there's the next level. But what I'm telling you is you need to hedge your income. In the description box is a link that you can sign up for this course. Sign up, get enrolled. You'll have support from the support team throughout. You have any questions, that they'll answer your questions, but it's a step-by-step process. You move at your own pace. I promise you that if you put in the work, you'll see the results. It's just that simple. These are proven methods. The system works, but you're going to have to work too. On that note, look, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here, get in, try to unwind and clear my head. It's been a very intense day. So on that note, I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable remainder.